Hello everyone, welcome to the Nothing But Net podcast. As always, I'm Mitchell here with Ryan and Judah. And today we'll be talking about, obviously the Cavs are going to be first in the East, but who's going to pick up the second seed? Judah, who would you say is most likely to pick up that spot?
Second seed, I'm going to take the one that was second seed from last season, the Toronto Raptors. They were a great team last season. I mean, they have lost a few players, Louis Scola, Bismack Biyombo, who were both key parts of the team. But yeah, I think they were only a small amount of wins below the Cavaliers. One win below the Cavaliers last season, which is pretty amazing seeing that the Cavaliers were NBA champions.
Especially their talent,
yeah. Yeah, and they have gotten off to a hot, especially DeMar DeRozan. Their team's gotten off to a decent start. They're not doing as well as the Cavs, obviously. And I think they're second seed right now, but they're definitely looking like they are going to be second seed this year again, because I can't see any other teams in the East that can match the level. What about you, Ryan? Who do you think's second best in the East?
A team that was essentially second a couple of years ago, I think 2 years ago, the Atlanta Hawks. I really like the look of the Atlanta Hawks. I think the signing of Dwight Howard's really been underrated. They obviously lost Jeff Teague and Al Horford, but Al Horford was never a good rebounder, and that was the biggest problem. So now that you got Millsap and Howard down low, I think you still keep guys like Korver, Cephalosha. You still got what's his face? Schroeder, Bazemore. Schroeder's look good.
Hardaway off the bench, he's playing well.
You still got a very good team. Then they just got a great bunch of role players. Your Mike Scott, your Muscalas. Just quality role players that can really do their job for the team. Will they be able to beat the Cavs? I don't think any team can beat the Cavs, to be honest, especially in the East. I think they are that much of a step above everyone else. That the biggest threat to the Cavs would be the Cavs. They're their own. The Cavs are the only team that will stop the Cavs.
What about Milwaukee?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Can't forget about
Brooklyn. No, but they are. And look, they're obviously going to lose games like they did today against Milwaukee and against other teams. Throughout the season, because they're not perfect, but it's funny. It only matters when you get to April when playoffs start, and they'll be ready. They got a whole bunch of veterans. To be able to come back down from a 3-1 deficit without essentially the exact same roster. This team knows that they can beat anyone. But you need to see how they play against the Clippers and the Warriors. We haven't really seen them play against any real big West contenders.
I don't think they've played any yet.
No, so I think playing them will give them a much more. You'll be able to tell how good they will be this year. But I think what we've seen so far, the Cavs are far and away the best team in the East, and I think it's really the Cavs against everyone else, really.
Yeah, definitely.
I'd actually have to say the Chicago Bulls. Obviously, people said that they'd have some floor spacing issues, but Jimmy and Wade have been really shooting quite well from three of late, and apparently also I've heard that they've got quite good team chemistry or something. They're bonding quite well.
Yeah, Jimmy Butler and Wade are very close.
Yeah, Butler said they're like a college team. Apparently they all hang out together and they all stay at each other's houses and stuff. So
that's really good. And I feel like obviously with Robin Lopez down low is definitely really good. He can crash the boards and he's a good rim protector as we've seen.
He can actually defend. It's good to see.
Yeah.
Unlike Mr. Pau Gasol.
Yeah,
it's funny. A lot of people said chemistry would be there'd be issues with Rondo, Wade, but three superstars all joining one team, never playing together. They look like they've been playing for years.
They help fit in. Wade and Butler look like they've been together on the same team for like their
since
whole
college,
life. They're like best friends. I see what you mean, Chicago. But then again, Chicago also haven't played any amazingly good teams.
Oh yeah, definitely.
They need to make a trade too. You can't. You can't expect to go deep in the playoffs with the roster they got at the moment. I think Taj Gibson has to go. He needs to get traded. Funny enough, he's been quite good. He's probably been the most consistent player, but we should be able to get a lot for him there.
Yeah, definitely.
There's been a lot of rumours, especially with the Minnesota Timberwolves, with Tom Thibodeau being impatient with Wiggins and Levine and Dunn. Guys like Gorgie, Jang, Shabazz Muhammad. Apparently, he wants to trade one of them essentially for a player that he's had before. So obviously, people are looking at the Lakers with Luol Deng and the Bulls, with Gibson. So I think Gibson could be expected to be moved. What you get though, what would you want? What players do they need? Look, they need But they need a quality player. They need a scorer.
Well, if Gibson goes, they're gonna need to fill that position because they can't have
Mirotic.
Can Mirotic or Portis?
They do.
I don't think Mirotic.
Portis is decent off the bench, but I think he's still developing.
Yeah, he's still so raw. Like his rebounding's terrible.
And I don't feel Mirotic could start either. He's just too inconsistent. You know, you can't have some guy starting who
plus his defense will kill us.
Yeah, you can't defend, and you can't have someone who starts and one night puts up 30, the next night puts up like 3
breaks. Yeah. No.
Oh, and that's the thing. Yeah, like I mean, even if Gibson isn't giving you a lot on offense, you know, he's still gonna bring it to you on defense. Yeah. And he's like consistently good on defense. I think that's one of the most underrated things is how good the Bulls defense has been this year. I'd say they got one of the best front court defenses in the league.
And backcourt. The steals numbers, Wade and Butler and even Rondo are putting up a crazy. He got like 5 steals, 6 steals.
So, again, and I don't think Chicago's hit their really hit their tracks yet. As in McDermott's been out with concussion. Probably their best bench player essentially. He's the main scorer off the bench. Michael Carter-Williams, another player they got in the trade. Obviously for Tony Snell, he's been out with a knee injury and then he got a wrist injury as well. So when he comes back, I think again it's been the problem with the Bulls the last 5 years, injuries.
Yeah.
But I think when they come back, they I think they'll be. I think Bulls will definitely be able to be up there. Can they beat the Cavs?
I don't think they can.
They definitely have potential to beat the Raptors and and Hawks though.
Teams like Hawks, Raptors, Pacers, Celtics. I honestly think the Bulls can beat them. Again, it's the Cavs. It's the Cavs versus everyone.
I don't think so. No.
So obviously another team is the Charlotte Hornets. They're off to a really hot start. I think they beat the Cavs too in one of their season games.
Yeah,
they have obviously dropped a lot lately, falling through, obviously, with how tight the East is, apart from first. A couple losses can put you down to 8th. Do you guys see Charlotte Hornets being that top 4 seed, or can they still compete?
They definitely have potential. They need to pick their game back up, though. They, like you said, they got off to an amazingly hot start, and they were up there with Cavs around the first seed spot for the first, 7-8 games. So they were playing really well, and Kemba Walker, he's playing amazing right now, so he's basically carrying them. I mean, Jeremy Lamb's showing a bit of fire. He's showing fire off the bench. So
they live and die by Kemba Walker.
Yeah, definitely. When Kemba Walker plays bad, you notice they get blown out.
It's just like the Thunder. Like when Westbrook plays bad, then the team plays bad. You know. But I definitely agree with both of you in saying that they probably could be up there. That looking at how they started the season, they killed it. But as you've said, it's so tight except first that if you lose one game, you can drop 2 seeds. And that's what's gonna be a factor for most of these. For this whole prediction, any of those teams could probably be there. The Bulls, the things, but it just comes up the Celtics, the Raptors, and the.
I had a bit of trouble with you.
Nah.
Bulls, Raptors.
Any of the contending teams, if they get any injuries, I think it's safe to say they'll be gone. I think the Bulls were lucky with their 6-game road trip. They ended up going 4-2.
I think it was they lost to
Clippers and
Denver.
Yeah.
For a 6-game road trip in the West of all places,
a history of not doing very well in that road game.
To go 4-2, that's if there was any time throughout the season the Bulls were going to drop, we were going to see a drop off. You'd think it would be then.
They really performed.
But for other teams, road trips are going to be essential on how well they do. Losing back-to-back games, going on losing streaks like 4 or 5 game losing streak, it'll kill you. Especially with how tight the East is. That'll really come down to it. But I think we're all in agreement that the Cavs are by far the best team.
Yeah, guaranteed number 1 seed.